Hello, YouTube family. Greg D, aka the DCUO Gingerbread Man, back here with another video. Today, I wanted to show you guys my electric Might DPS loadout with 200 artifacts. Now, disclaimer, as per all of my loadout videos, I am not saying that this is meta. I'm not saying that this is OP. I'm just sharing with you guys what I like using, what personally works well for me. So, with that being said, use it if you want to try it. Don't use it if you think it sucks. That's pretty much it. Also, disclaimer, with my 5 artifacts, these are literally the only 5 that I have at 200. So while Tantu Totem is a hybrid artifact, I would not personally use this for a straight might loadout. This works better, I will say, if you're either hybrid or precision. Again, it is a hybrid artifact, but you get more benefits if you use the cross weapon combos, which would be better for precision or hybrid. So, with that being said, I would not necessarily recommend this as like a artifact that you should use to be OP, to be meta, whatever it's called these days. Um, Instead, you could use Candle, you could use Ebon, you could use Quizlet. So, I mean, there's other options there. Again, this is the only other artifact that I have maxed out, hence why it's in the loadout rotation, whatever you want to call it. So, just keep that in mind because I know I'm going to hear about it. Also, so we'll show you. So, currently, I think I'm sitting on 431 skill points, as this being total might, super powered, critical attack chance, critical attack damage, and then literally everything else is might and power because you're not going to be using weapon attacks at all for this. It's all coming from your tray. Play for the tray stuff, so. Um, and then as far as your iconics, I do have Spore Pod. Normally, I would use Spore Pod in my rotation because it does hit hard. But I have found that I'm not a fan of the cooldown period of Spore Pod. I wanted something that cooled down a little quicker, hence why you'll notice in my actual rotation here, I'm going Arc Lightning into Tesla Ball, and then we're going Voltaic Blast, Electrostatic Bomb. We have Omega, which is one of our artifacts, and then I'm using Circuit Breaker, which is one of my most favorite supercharges in the game. It's a great supercharge. I love it. I love it. I love it. Also, I will tell you that in comparison with like hybrid or precision, I like the fact with Omega, Omega does pop a lot more frequently, just because it is a might artifact, and the more powers you use, the more it charges it up. So the only bad thing about Omega that I will say is that it's vulnerable to interrupt. So a lot of times when you're fighting in raids or like open world or even like solos and stuff, a lot of times when you go to hit it, you get the aggro on an NPC or a boss, he hits you or it hits you, and Omega gets interrupted, and then you're like, well, fuck. So that is like the only drawback that I have found to Omega. Otherwise, as far as might DPSing or hybrid DPSing goes, I would highly recommend Omega somewhere in your artifact rotation maxed out because Omega is literally one of my favorite artifacts in the game. It is great. It is great. It is great. Um, but again, you can use Spore Pod in here in place of Electrostatic Bomb just because I know the power interaction is different because we're doing electrified and Electrostatic Bomb is polarized. Again, I just like the cooldown of it, and it seems to work pretty well for me. So, kind of feel free to use whatever you want in this last little spot here. But like I said, it's worked pretty well for me, so I have no complaints whatsoever. Um, but with that being said, it's literally, again, it's straight might, so we're just going to go right through the rotation and show you what we can do here. So I'm not going to use. Actually, I should do this before I do anything. We're not going to use the henchmen or the trinket pets initially. I kind of want to just show what this can do without any kind of trinket pets or buffs or anything. So I'm going to pop in. I'm going to switch out the Owen, the new elite henchman, in here, but I just literally wanted to go through and show you. So I mean, it's literally just going to be left to right. And again, I do prefer having electrostatic bomb in there just because the cooldown is so much better. And literally, two, using All Might, where I mean that Omega is going to pop out a lot. So we're at 11. Omega charged up. So anytime that Omega is charged up, when you see that full yellow there, you are going to want to use that bad boy. Now, the ultimate with this is if you can get the supercharge and Omega out at the same time, which will happen from time to time. Just depends on timing. Together, oh my god, this is fun. It's so freaking hard. But I mean, this isn't bad. I mean, this is pretty comparable to my hybrid loadout, I will say. But again, if you want something that's easier, like a little less complicated, you don't want to worry about your weapon combos or anything like that, you want Omega to pop out as much as you possibly can. And this is easy peasy. So, I mean, we're 10, 11, 12, 13. So, I mean, it's not bad. I mean, for where I'm at as far as skill points and everything, it's not bad. Again, I'm not saying that this is meta or OP, just something that I like using has worked pretty well for me. And, you know, it is what it is. So we're hitting, I want to see if I can get what I want to do. If I want to get, that's what I want. So I'm going to do that, do the supercharge plus Omega. Let's see, there you go, 18 million. So as you can see, I mean, it hits pretty hard if you can time them together, which is easier said than done at times. But I mean, when you're hitting them together, though, I mean, they do hit pretty hard. So let's take a break here for a second. And then what I want to do is actually, we'll pop out the trinket pets and we'll see how we can do with the new trinket pets is in there as well. Or the elite henchman, I should say. So let's see what we can do with the Owen guys as part of our rotation here. So let's see here. So with the trinkets, there we go. 13, almost 14. Almost 15. So clearly, it does a difference of several million. See there? Just slowed up there for the 6 million. That was really slow. That was my bad. $15 million there on the dot. Let's see if I can get that, hit that thing together. Yeah, 20 million there. There we go. That's a nice hit. 20 million over 10 seconds is nice. Pretty good. So again, if you get that timing right of Omega and Circuit Breaker going at the same time, this thing's going to hit fucking hard. So obviously, if you have more skill points or more points in the Might itself, those numbers will be much, much better. But from where I'm at, I can dig it. So, again, would probably recommend not using Tantu. Again, only one of the only artifacts that I have maxed out right now. So, Candle, Ebon, Quizlet, something like that might work better in this case. So just bear that in mind. But I mean, easy peasy, hits pretty hard. Cooldown is pretty good, decent. You're constantly able to have a power up in your tray that you're able to use. So I really have no complaints. And I really dig this loadout. But again, I'm not saying it's meta. Try it if you like. Don't try it if you think it sucks. Try it out for yourself, see if it works. And that's all I got. So thank you guys so much for watching. As always, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe for more. And until next time, see you soon.